Hello and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora and I'm so happy to be spending some time with you today. Last time it was Troy Vincent hosting the show and I really hope you enjoyed the interview. Today it is just you and me. I decided to talk about a topic that was requested over Facebook by a dear listener. I really appreciate your comment. Every comment on Facebook, every like, of course, but the comments are so important because they truly show me who you are and what you're going through, and that way I can serve you and help you. We are herd animals. We need each other. If you open up to the right person, you can really experience like magic and deep healing and deep connection. That's why I love my job so much and my podcast here. If you feel like supporting my podcast, don't hold back. I put a link in the show notes. It's called Buy Me a Coffee, and there you can buy me a coffee. Or what also means a lot to me and helps this podcast is to leave a review on Apple Podcast and a rating. Just a 5-star rating would be awesome. All right, I'm gonna leave my humbleness behind and dive into today's episode now. I want to call this one No Tears Shed. So what my friend and listener explained to me, shared with me, is that several people, very important people in his life, had passed. I think he said over the last 20 years, he has lost his parents and other family members and people who were very close to him. And up until today, he could not shed a tear for them. Why is that? I'm going to explore while I'm with you on today's episode today. What first came to mind is that I could totally relate. I could totally feel what he feels. Something happens where you've learned, be it social media, movies, from other people, you are supposed to be sad now. You are supposed to cry. And it just doesn't come. The sadness just doesn't come. You are more rational than others. You are a problem solver. You are a rock for other people, maybe even the provider of the family. And you just can't come up with the time, but it is more the space and the energy to just crumble and cry and be sad. What I've experienced then is that when others do, I look down on them, or I feel like, but how are you going to function in society now? How are you going to get up tomorrow and go back to work? How are you going to be that provider that you need to be for your family? So it's not only looking at yourself and seeing that, holy, I can't even cry, but looking at others and seeing that they react very differently to you. Now, what is normal? What is good? What is expected from you? What do you expect from yourself? I fear if we don't show these emotions, we beat ourselves up, or we feel strange, or we can't really make sense out of it because people around us obviously react differently. I also feel that when you are in a position where you have nobody next to you that you feel could hold space for you, then what is the point? If you're surrounded by people who need you to be strong, who need you to be the provider, who never, like on a daily or weekly basis, really truly ask you how you are doing. If you learn to not open up to these people because they are so dependent on you, or they cannot hold space for you to show true emotions, then what's the point of opening up? I don't think it's a, rational decision that we take when we can't cry when everybody around us would cry. I think it's a feeling of safety that we're lacking. We know that our feelings could not get the support we needed if we were to crumble. So we hold it all together, all tight. We don't allow anybody to come close. We put our heads down and become workaholics, or indulge in video games or cooking or porn or whatever it is that is out there that can distract us. We kind of stuff that pain down. I really don't think and believe that you're lacking empathy and that you're not capable to truly connect with a person and to truly love if you did not cry at your parents' funeral. I believe that you are a deeply sentient being, but you didn't find the space to express these feelings yet. You didn't give yourself that time. You were kind of in a rat race and had to function more than to feel and go deep. And that's not a bad thing. That's what our brain does, our emotional body does when we are in survival mode, kind of. I think if we are in an environment, if we live a life where you can express your feelings, where you can just, let it all out for a little bit, be it just 90 seconds, apparently, what we've learned in last episode, an emotion lasts 90 seconds. Everything that goes beyond is your decision. But yeah, I believe if you have an environment where you can talk about your feelings, then maybe you could have shed a tear and expressed yourself how you feel. I really hope I'm on it. I'm on to something here, and I can't wait. I'm burning to hear the feedback from my listener to know if it was of help. I think we have to learn to surround ourselves with people where we can feel safe, where we can express ourselves and know that it's not only going to deepen our relationships with these people and make us feel safe, but it is also deeply healing for our bodies. Because imagine your body being a cup of water, and the emotions that you go through and that you don't express is just like paint or salt or sand that you add to this cup of water. And the more that you stuff into that cup of water, the less water is actually going to be there, and the more stuff is going to clutter up and clog up your heart and your arteries and just stuff in your body, stuff in your energy, right? You're going to be dense. You're going to be more aggressive. You're going to be more triggered, faster triggered if you hold these emotions in. And after suppressing your emotions like that, of course, it's not going to be easy to just listen to one of Aurora's episodes and then, now I'm going to release them in a quiet and safe place. No, that's not how it goes. But for next time, when something happens, truly listen to your intuition and find out, okay, do I have people around me that I could pour my heart out? Was I deeply connected to that person that people are expecting me to cry for? Or was that relationship not that good? Because that's another point. If that person that passed away is gone now and your life is better, then that's okay too. You can make peace with that person even after they passed and still send them love and appreciation for all the good times. But if they're not truly missing in your life anymore, then that's all right as well. So many times we think that society is expecting us to function a certain way, to react a certain way, and then if we don't, then, oh my God, we're the weird person out. We have to beat ourselves up now. We have to feel ashamed and guilty because we didn't react the way people wanted us to. Maybe you still hold deep resentment towards the people that passed, and this is why you were not able to cry. It is really important then to work it out with a coach or somebody that you trust to let go of that resentment and to air out that energy, to have you express what hurt you most and to reframe that story and to know that, hey, that person is gone now. They're never going to be able to harm you again. And they worked outside of the norm, or they hurt you beyond, incredible pain. And we can heal that. So explore what it is. Is it that people are not making you feel safe? Is it that you hold deep resentment? Is it that your living situation is so tight that you think if you were to express yourself, you couldn't function anymore? It would go so bad, it would go so deeply sideways that you couldn't hold your job anymore, or be in a relationship anymore, or be a father or mother anymore. I'd love to explore this with you together. So if you hear this now and feel I'm talking to you, please send me a message and let me know what you think it is, and then we can explore further. I'd love to support you. I'd love to find out with you what it's all about. All right. I'm going to leave you with this and know that this is a safe place. You are a good person. You are a person with a growth mindset, because you wouldn't be listening to my podcast if you were not. So also be very grateful and appreciative and proud of yourself, okay? I'll be back out there on Monday for you. In the meantime, connect with me over Facebook. Add me on Facebook. I'm always curious to see where people come from listening to this podcast. Sending my love out to you. Bye-bye.